This is Bobby Kraft coming to you live on SNNLive. I'm here at the Israel Conference 2013 in Bel Air, California. To my left is Reid Genauer of Magisto, a private company. Reid, welcome to SNNLive.
Thanks for having me, Bobby.
My pleasure. So tell me, what does Magisto do?
We have been referred to as the Instagram for video, and in some ways that's accurate. What we do is take video and raw photos from your phone and using artificial intelligence automatically analyze, edit, and produce them into finished personal movies.
The Instagram for video.
That's right.
That's a pretty big claim right there.
It is. It is a big claim, and it's one that that other companies make as well. Video is kind of the holy grail for digital media and mobile media, and we're very bullish on our solution, and we think we've cracked the code on sort of unleashing the richness of people's lives through the video that's otherwise trapped on their phones and in their computers.
Well, I'll definitely agree with you on that one, being as we, very much fancy ourselves as a video-centric company. So video is the way of the future, correct? So what differentiates you? Well, firstly, before I get to that, how does it work? Is it an app that I download to my phone? Is it through the App Store and also on the Android?
Right. So we're available on Android, through the Apple App Store, on the web, and basically it's cloud computing. So all of the heavy processing is done with computers in the cloud. Rocket science supercomputers. And then the service is accessed through these applications, whether it's a web app or a mobile app.
So is there like a maximum limit for how long the videos can be? Or is there a set time limit?
Yeah, so we have what we call in the biz a freemium model. And so what that means is you can make as many 1-minute movies as you want for free. You can stream them from any device for free, connected device. And you can give us up to 10 minutes of video and 5 photos per movie to process. And if you want to sort of break those boundaries, if you want to make a longer movie, download it to a hard drive, or give us more media to process, then you cross over into the premium paid model. So that's the way we do it.
So, I'm going back to the first thing you said, how you guys the Instagram for video. And,
Sure.
And being an Instagram user myself, you have the ability to alter the photo and look a certain way. Is it similar to how you guys have your software?
Yeah, there are similarities, but there are nuances to video that are unique to video and distinctly different from still images. And really, the power of video is in the editing and production. So if you were to watch the raw footage of The Hobbit, it would be painfully boring. I mean, some would argue that The Hobbit was painfully boring anyhow, but take an incredibly entertaining movie and the raw footage is boring. It's how the edits are made and how the...
So you, I don't mean to interrupt, but you can edit it on your platform?
Yeah, so we use our artificial intelligence to actually look beyond the pixels and understand the storyline in the video, and then choose a narrative, apply production value, and marry it to music in a way that promotes an emotion that you want to convey in your video. So by choosing a certain theme, in Instagram you choose a theme and it just affects the color. With us you choose a theme and it affects an editing style, a music selection, and a look and feel that promotes the emotion that you want to promote. So if you want it to make it feel sentimental, you choose something that suggests that, a theme that suggests it. If you want it to feel like you're rocking out, having a great time, you can choose something that suggests energy and partying and such. And so it really unlocks the power and not only the mechanical piece of video editing production, but the emotional component of storytelling. So it's really, I'm obviously drinking from the well, drinking the Kool-Aid, but it's mind-blowing.
I mean, it sounds really cool.
It is. It's just cool. There's no other way to say it. It's cool.
So how does it differentiate from, let's say, a Snapchat or even YouTube for that matter?
Sure. So when you look at Snapchat or Vine, they're really not about capturing your life story and composing a story. They're just about moments in time. They're almost like a tweet. They're fleeting. We're trying to create a body of work for you as a person, as a family, as a community that sort of tells your collective story. So there's a distinction there between full-length storytelling and sort of casual communication. I think that's one big distinction. And then when you look at YouTube, they're really just a consumption. They're a platform. They're a place to watch. And the motto is broadcast yourself. So it's not necessarily about personal storylines. It's about cats hanging from trees or wild stunts, or more and more these days about premium professional content. And so we believe, and we know actually, that there's a dire need and a huge opportunity for tools for people to express themselves using video, and then a place for others, for their friends and families, to come and share those creations with them.
Well, you know where I really see this fitting in is because, for instance, let's say you have someone in college who can't afford a Final Cut Pro.
Right.
They can't afford other kinds of editing platforms. It sounds like what you do allows them to still express themselves using the tools that you provide.
Yeah, that for sure. And what you're talking to is more like the prosumer end of the spectrum, and so it does. It's an easy, affordable way to do what you're talking about, but we're not really creating something for the person who would use Final Cut and who understands video editing. Most people point their cameras at something that interests them. Their dog, their kid, their spouse, a ski slope, and that's it. And so it doesn't make sense to go and spend 2 hours editing something that took you 30 seconds or a minute or 2 minutes to shoot, and that you shot very casually as just sort of a way of commemorating. And so what this is it pairs the effort that's needed to edit and produce with the effort it takes to create, because otherwise there's this asymmetry of something that's very, very labor intensive with something that's very casual. And so what makes that symmetrical is the artificial intelligence. And you were asking about what makes us different. That's really what makes us different, is we allow you to use full-length video to tell your story and to process it in a way that's as easy as it is to shoot it.
So when did you guys launch?
We launched in January 2012 at CES, and so we've been cranking, and we've done about 8 million downloads of the app since, across iOS and
Congratulations.
Thanks. It's a good number to throw out into the ether. Yeah, launch out there.
So finally, I want to know where's the growth? You got a lot of downloads. It sounds like your software as it is in its first or second generation.
Yeah.
What's the next step after this?
Well, the growth is happening naturally through what, again, the industry term we call K-factor, which is just people sharing it organically. And so 85% of our growth comes from somebody making a movie, sharing it with somebody else, and then having that person who watches, get turned on and be hip to Magisto. But so that's the organic growth that's happening, I think, if we just sat back and did nothing. And then what we'll continue to do is iterate and make, to your point, richer and richer feature sets. So for instance, one that's planned for later on this year is what we call Tweak, where you'll be able to go into the rough cut, if you will, to the first cut of the video, and go in there and make some changes, still with a simple user interface, but make some changes to maybe we missed, we chopped off somebody's head, or we included your mother-in-law and you want her axed, or whatever. So that's those types of product iterations. And then, we've really been focused on refining the product and going through the app stores, and we think there's tremendous opportunity to partner with all sorts of other institutions and businesses to bring this technology to their, constituents.
Perfect. So where can our audience go to find more information, and also where can they go on their phone?
Right. So you can go to magisto.com on the web, and in the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, it's just Magisto, Magisto.
That's magisto.com. Reid, thank you so much for everything. Okay.
Thanks for having me.
My name is Bobby Kraft. I'm live on SNNLive at the Israel Conference 2013 in Bel Air, California. This was Reid Genauer from Magisto. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.
Thanks. Been a pleasure.